Nigeria, good morning Lagos, good morning wherever you're watching us from. It's Galaxy Television and the program is Family and Values. Okay, today is one beautiful day that we need to have a little bit of reflection. So you don't say happy Good Friday. What you say is blessed Good Friday, peaceful Good Friday. You know, it's a time of reflection to go back to that time when we had someone who took it upon himself to love us even when we are still very much lost. And so that is all about today. Today is Good Friday, and I want to wish you a peaceful and a blessed Good Friday. My name is Adejoke David. My friends call me Olori AJ. So how was your night? Thank God it's Friday. And thank God for another reflection on the Good Friday. I beg, Joy babe,
I'm fine. Good morning.
This one that you're looking so serious.
Yes, I decided to be serious. I woke up and wanted, talking about reflection, I wanted to put on an all black attire and just come to the studio, you know, looking moody. But on the other hand, I was like, no, let me put on a bright color. Now, the reason being that for me, Easter is always more important than any other festive period, because it's a time God himself had compassion on humanity and decided to say, let me lay down my son for you people. So it's more like a celebration of grace for me. It's a celebration of salvation for those of us who have genuine salvation. So it's that time where we really understand. Like you said, it's a time of reflection. It's a time to sit down and ask yourself questions. Are you on the right track with your creator?
You know, I was telling you that I had my SOD 1999, 2000.
Yeah.
And I went for a refresher course this year. That's about 24 years after. And when I watched that particular, when you got to year 9 or 10, they showed
the Passion of Christ. No, I think that movie
when
is one you don't want to watch.
You know, beaten, that alone, I shed tears again.
No, there is no how genuinely. There is no how genuinely you watch the Passion of Christ that you will not be broken.
And you remember when we were discussing dance, I said, see, no matter how pretentious some may be, every one of us cannot be the same.
Of course.
And that was why I put that prayer this morning, that God should help, that every of our fairy darts, you know, God should help our flesh. So much so to be able to suppress itself, that God himself will be able to manifest.
Anyway, like Olori has said, happy blessed Friday to our esteemed viewers, our esteemed viewers that keep watching Family and Values. Thank you. Today it's Friday. Usually, you know, Fridays I'll say, oh, thank God it's Friday, the weekend is here. But today I'm not going to be saying the weekend is here, because that's only a period of reflection for everybody. And on Sunday we'll be celebrating the the resurrection of our Jesus Christ. But then I want to use this opportunity to send a shout out to a childhood friend of mine who I've known for 22 years. Tomorrow is going to be his birthday, and he'll be clocking 40.
Wow.
So this is saying happy birthday to you, long life, God's prosperity to you, and the Lord keep and protect to you. Know. Welcome to Family and Values.
And keep shining from me.
Shining,
keep radiating the glory and the beautiful love of God.
Thank you.
So as many of that are doing their fishing, trying to fish more souls into Christ today,
Bring more souls
we
to
pray
Christ,
God will give you more strength and more inspiration to do so. And to our Catholic brethren too, God will help all of us. Amen. And to Ramadan Kareem, to all our brethren, you know,
yes, Ramadan is still going on.
In Islam.
That's true.
Ramadan is still very much on. So let's just put it together and just have this, you know, compassed love for a fellow brethren next to you. Today is a very good day that you need to look at someone next to you and do something good. On that note, we start today's beautiful show. Join us on all our social media platforms, and also I send messages. We want to hear from you. We need those feedbacks for us to be able to know we are delivering as you ought or you expected, and for you to always tune in. And please, for sponsorship and other bookings, get in touch. We are ready, and we are ready, and we are running. So Joy, we're going for a mini feature this morning because we have a very strong and a reflective discussion. time for us to think back in ourselves and hey, we have skipped it. And so let's go for a mini feature. We'll be right back, so don't go anywhere. Just stay tuned. Call your family and friends to join you. So we need to be there. Back, it's the family and values, and we're about to start in 4. I beg, call Oga, call Madam. Call your boyfriend, call your girlfriend, call people around you, matured adults, and possibly the teenagers, you know, to be there right now to watch this. Because we're going to be unveiling certain things we overlook, whereby we need to look out for, and very important, okay? So this morning we're looking at non-disclosure in relationship. Non-disclosure in relationship. And I'm so also have this beautiful, delectable lady, charming, sitting right in the middle with myself and Joy.
Yeah, she did very beautiful. When I saw her picture, I was like, "Oh, this is one beauty to behold."
Okay, I have Chima Frank Aduba. Okay, she is a family life coach and relationship expert and counselor and motivator, and we have her right here in the studio with us. So, how are you this morning, Chi?
Good morning.
I love that word, Chi or Dima.
Good morning, Lulu.
It's so good to see you finally.
My pleasure as well.
Good morning.
Good morning,
You're
Joy.
looking already. And so the moment she walked in and said, "I'm looking for L'Oreal," just said, "Oh, don't worry, I know you from your picture." I said,
Oh, wow.
welcome
Thank
to
you.
the show. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so many misunderstand the interpretation of secrets, to keeping secrets to non-disclosure. Can you just please do a little breakdown of keeping secrets and difference between the two and non-disclosure?
Okay, thank you very much. The fact is, this is non-disclosure in relationship. There is something important there. There's an important word, communication. So how do we get the healthy communication in the relationship? Now we talk about secrets and we talk about non-disclosure. Non-disclosure is not secret. There is secret and there is something called privacy. And there are reasons for this. So in this issue, before you name it secret or non-disclosure, you have to be sure the objective that drives why the person is keeping the secret or having this non-disclosure is what matters. That's what gives it a name. That's what keeps it as non-disclosure or secret. Because when it's non-disclosure, it's not always on the disadvantage of the person who is not being told. At times, it's for the benefits of the person that is not being told, not being informed. And it's not only non-disclosure, it's not only verbal communication. When people say secret, you talk about things that has happened in the past. It's not basically things that has happened in the past. It has to deal with emotions. It has to be about feelings. At times it's about feelings. You're not ready to disclose your feelings for some reason. You're not ready to disclose your emotions for some reasons. And when we talk about this in a relationship, it's not only marriage. It can be a romantic relationship. It can be a platonic relationship. Do you understand? Yeah. It can be a familiar relationship. You can be my family and I don't wish to share this with you for some reason. Do you understand? You don't want to hurt your family member. So we don't target secret. It is not secret in marriage. It's a whole lot different from non-disclosure in a relationship.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, you know, when we're growing up, we used to have feelings that were never expressed. And people grow up and said, "Oh, she used to be my crush. I was supposed to get married to her." You know, that, like you just said, there are feelings that you've decided at a certain stage in your life not to disclose. We've had people lose relationship because of this issue. You love a girl, you don't know how to approach her, you've kept it to yourself, and then along the line somebody comes, boom, and sweep her off, and then you go like, and I wanted this girl. Now, for people in that class, now you have this thing that you just feel is within you, but you're not ready. how can you help them out of their situation? How can you help them speak out that thing that, and sometimes even in marriage,
Yes.
there are bottled anger or bottled things that you just feel like it's not the right time. I don't want to talk about it. But before you know it, it leads to something else. Then when you're even ready to talk about it, nobody wants to listen to you again. So situations like that, how do you work around it as an individual?
Okay. There is something called, you are an individual. So every individual, when it comes to relationship, is an autonomy of his own. There's something called individual autonomy. I have it. My spouse has it. My brothers have it. My sisters have it. My parents have it. My children have it as well. That's when you hear respect boundaries. That's because there is something called individual autonomy. Because, okay, now, when you say respect boundaries, boundary is where I stop is where you begin.
Okay.
Do you understand? That's boundary. So when I say respect boundary, respect where I stop. Now, if you're in this situation you mentioned, the thing there is you have never discovered yourself. The discovery of yourself gives you confidence. It gives you confidence, and you're able to discern what I can pull out and what I cannot pull out. Now, you're talking about the men who wants a lady and they cannot go to the lady. Have you bothered about the lady who likes this particular guy but cannot go? We're all humans. Do you understand what I'm saying? Have you bothered about the lady? So the fact is, what is stopping you? For the lady, it might be from the world where we're coming from. Once you tell a guy, I love you, I like you,
wayward.
he's gonna look at you like, this girl likes men.
She's wayward.
Yes. Do you understand? How many girls, how many guys she's been telling this? But when a guy comes to you, tell you that, it's a normal thing. Actually, he's actually free to tell 20 women, try his luck. Then the one that clicks for him is his. Do you understand? So have you seen where it's coming from? For the woman, shame is now what is holding her down. Fear of being tagged, being judged, holds her back. Then for the man, there is something missing. There is something he has not discovered about himself. Because there's something that gives you confidence. Even when you want to approach anything, there's something within you that knows that I can't approach this thing. It's a question of, you hear people say, it's a matter of yes or no. And I move. So if you've not come to the level, you're going to shy away. You're going to lose so many things because you're waiting for green light. And it's not everyone that gives the green light. It's not everyone that is ready for the green light.
Very true.
Some mask up so well that even when the light is green, you're seeing it as black.
I love
it's well masked.
When light is green.
Yes, you're seeing it as black because it's masked. Someone can like you, and the way she just wants to show she likes you is getting on your nerves. Getting on your nerves. You won't get it from that angle. Someone can like you, and the way she shows she likes you is to keep flaunting herself around you. So it comes from different angles.
Wow.
So the fact is, communication in capital letter underlined. Communicate.
Communication in capital letters underlined.
Communicate.
In capital letters underlined. Okay, so I want to ask, sometimes when you look at non-disclosure in relationship also, I want to look at it from this other angle whereby you have a relationship going or you are married. Okay, we have seen different skits, maybe reality, but skits of couples who are about to get married. The husband or the wife has already had 2 or 3 kids.
Okay.
And on the day of the wedding, there was a drama by the baby mamas from outside, who the man has left to marry this beautiful damsel. And also, why do we keep on having situations like this? Whereby you said it's based on that person not disclosing or letting you know, okay, this is mine, this is for me. We may be family joy. This is where I want to know. I want you to know me to this level. This is the stage I want you to know me. But what's the relationship? Why is it being held you know, held back. I will tell her later. Let me just go on with this. I will tell him later. Let me just go. Why?
Fear of rejection. Fear of rejection. When it comes to this particular issue, like I said, secrets is different. It's very different from non-disclosure. There are some things called boundary. But when you want to keep the boundary, now this is secret, this is non-disclosure. Some things you keep as non-disclosure can be secret, because before you disclose something to someone, you have to check the person's maturity. It's not everyone that is ready to take in everything. Some things, good. You have to check, is this person ready? Because the fear people have is, I don't want to be rejected. I don't want anyone to judge me. I don't want anyone to shame me. But you see, in this particular case, he is desperate to have this person. And I also see it as being me. Because you want to have this person, and you know definitely there are humans involved. So, and these humans will definitely come up one day. There is no need to keep this. It's no longer a non-disclosure. It is a secret. You're holding back something because you are now, in fact, to the other person, you are not being nice at all. Because you're supposed to tell the person, and the person will decide, will I be able to handle this or not? It's not everyone that can handle this kind of situation. When it comes to stepchildren, baby mama, it's not everyone. When I see people all over social media say, I can't take it. If it's me, she's suffering. I don't think she's suffering. She knows, she has thought about it herself, and she has known how she wants to navigate that. But you know, it's not something you want to do. In the olden days, people got married to 5 wives, had children. When they are coming for the second wife, the first wife will follow. When they are coming for the third wife, the first, second, they follow. In fact, when she comes, she pays homage to the first and the second, because she has agreed within her. She has come to that conclusion that I can manage this. But whereby you didn't tell the person, it's not everyone that can manage it. Then when it comes, that's where there are lots of dramas, because the person wasn't ready, the person wasn't prepared. Because it's not an easy road. Although no road is easy, but this one is not an easy road for some people. It's a pet road. They don't have issues. Different people want different things. So communicate. The person can't deal with it, leave the person, let the person go. You don't wait someone and bring the person into this trauma. Either the person is fighting or the person is divorcing. But you don't have to be divorcee. This is something that could have been avoided. So that's how I see it. But
now, you know, today we like Fridays when we talk about relationships like this, because it gives us opportunity to talk about a whole lot of things. Now let's talk about secrets.
Okay.
And let me the issue of cell phones. Now you know that most people, for some people who are private, that word mobile phone is like mobile, it's my thing. I belong to that category of my phone is my phone. I decide when to give you access to my phone. Now, do you think that most relationships have suffered because one partner has refused to let go that privacy of this is my phone, it belongs to me, you have access only when I grant you access? And that's the issue of where password comes in. Because I believe now sometimes it's not because the person is cheating. There are basic informations you don't want to relate at that certain time.
Good.
It could be that maybe I'm planning a surprise party for you. It could be that I'm planning one big thing and I want it to, at the right time, I want to expose this to you. And at this point I'm saying, no, this period, I don't want to discuss it. I just want to be there. Now you are now feeling like there is more to it. That's why I don't want to. And then you make issues out of it. How do that non-disclosure at that period affect that relationship? And someone in that situation, how do you navigate making the other partner feel comfortable, like it's not what you're thinking? Because the partner says, okay, it's not what you're thinking, then give me my phone, give me your phone, let me look at it. You know. Please.
Seriously, this is non-disclosure. This is privacy. Like I said, we are all individual autonomies. I will let you into what I want to let you in. In relationship, in marriage, I have a mind of my own.
Very good.
So, and I say don't come in here. Assuming that I said don't use my phone means I am cheating on you, means you lack confidence.
Please say that again. Say that again. I want our viewers to really understand
Yes.
us.
Assuming, you assuming that because I passworded my phone means I am keeping a relationship, means you lack confidence in me. You lack trust in me. And it's an issue of its own. If you want to do something with my phone, please, can I have your phone? Let me call this person. This person is not taking my call. Let me use your phone. Can I have your phone? I will give you my phone.
You understand?
I know why you want to use my phone. In some relationships, they don't care. Everybody keeps their phone open. So these things it varies. And you ask questions. You don't need to assume. Ask me, why do you like, we're two individuals. I like long phone. You don't like locking phone. That you don't like locking phone does not make it mandatory that I must.
Should be assumed,
Yes, you don't assume. If you're seeing it as a threat, please sit me down. Tell me the way you lock your phone. It puts me some kind of ideas in my head. I'm not comfortable with it. That's where communication comes in. Then I will let you know. This is this. This is this. This is this. Like me, my phone is, in fact, like if you take my phone, in the next 2 seconds, it will lock you off. It's important to me. Do you understand? The kind of job I do, the kind of people I have around me. I have a lot of people, so I can't keep my phone open. Remember also, what I do is not just only this. I also head a school. So there is something called privacy for people. I am keeping it. This person sends me an information. This person sends me an information. See what I am passing through. It's not for general consumption. It's for my consumption alone. It's not for my spouse. It's not for his consumption. It's not for that relationship. It's not for my sister. It's not for my brother. It's for me. So if I'm not opening, if I'm opening it to everyone, I'm going to jeopardize my own career. Do you understand? Because for me, you see one thing about information, you let out what you want to let out, forget it.
That's true.
Everyone, forget it. What you want to say is what you want to. The one you don't want to say, the one you don't want to bring out, you won't bring it out. So if someone who does not want to give any information to anyone finds you worthy of giving this information to
you,
and you pass it, that's the wrong one.
Very wrong.
very wrong one.
Okay.
That does.
It's time for us to go for this short break by taking our word on Marble. We'll be right back, so don't go anywhere. Welcome back. We've been discussing non-disclosure in relationships. I don't know what you know as non-disclosure, but that's what Chidima has been talking to us about this morning. And I want to find out, can we classify or categorically put non-disclosure into different, parts, syllables? Do we have them in parts, or can we categorize them? And what are the dangers of non-disclosure?
When it comes to non-disclosure in a relationship, like we're talking about relationship, not just marriage.
Yes.
There is friendship.
Yeah.
There is sisterhood.
Yeah.
There's brotherhood.
Definitely.
There's my father. There's my
Mother.
sisters, then there's my husband.
Yeah.
They are also my children. So in this, there you categorize, you come from it from different angles.
Yeah.
Like for my children, I can't tell them everything. I won't tell. I have arguments with my spouse. I can't tell my children details. I'm protecting them from danger. I'm protecting their sanity. I'm protecting them from the way they will reason in the future. They will see things. So now you can see there's non-disclosure there. You can see the motive, the reason I'm doing what I'm doing. Then when it comes to your spouse, I hear let's be transparent. Transparency is very good. But I want to tell you, in a relationship, you need to take the maturity of the person
Into consideration.
you want to be transparent to. This is not secret. There are some things you need to let go the way they are. Some of them are trauma. They are traumatic for you. That's why you don't want to share it. Some of them, the person you want to talk to is actually not matured. The next minute there's a misunderstanding, he goes back.
Go back to
against
it.
you.
Yes, you've been doing it. You've been doing it.
Oh my God.
You didn't start doing it with me. You also did it in that past relationship. And that's because you were being honest. So can you save that? Some men and women cannot even handle your past.
Very true. Very, very true.
They can't handle.
I agree.
Very true.
And you come up with, you know he can't handle it. For some, instead of the thing to be trauma for you, it's trauma for your spouse. He sleeps, he wakes up at night and looks at you. Is he who I'm sleeping with? Is this who I'm beside?
I think what to do is when you hear women, maybe as a young girl, as I said, growing up, you've messed around, and then you now want to be transparent and say, okay, I've had this series of abortion, and
you're going to say, I had issues, I think my past is in a mess. You're not going to keep counting. You don't do the body count for your husband.
Unfortunately, I had a friend that actually counted off for the
maturity.
And you know, sometimes in my head I'm like,
no, that's the maturity, because she has observed.
And they're looking for a child now.
Yes.
And they're looking for a child now.
Imagine.
And you know, sometimes my brain, I was like, this man is already activating, like,
You know,
it is
what
what
of
you've
them
done.
go into his
No,
mind.
but he's not saying it out. He's not tormenting her. He's allowed to reason that way, but he's looking forward to something else. He's making effort to get it better, because that's her past. But whereby this person, you are with this person, you know this person is not matured. Please be careful. The most important thing is you've turned a new leaf. It is a new life for you. Give him ideas so that nothing comes to him as a surprise. Give the full ideas. If you notice he's not matured. I have someone who told her husband when they were dating, the reason I left that guy is because he was always beating me.
Wow.
Now, anytime they have a misunderstanding and she raises her voice, she says, no, I won't take it. He said, you want to turn me to your ex, right?
Wow.
You want to turn me into a punching bag. You want to turn me to your ex. And when she told me, the fact is that she's also mature. She doesn't see it as anything. So she sees him in the line that he's a child.
He's a child.
He's behaving like a child.
That's it.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So there's so many things. There's some information. Before you pass an information to someone, normally you will find out, like your children, it's not all information you will pass. So that same way, you check the maturity of the person you want to hand over this information to. Do you understand? Then when it comes to friends, there are some things you don't want anybody judging you. You don't want anyone judging your family. Like I tell women, you know, we have women who say they have a clique of friends. Whatever your husband does, you go to tell your friends. They advise you. I want to tell you one thing. You're in for trouble.
a big one.
Big one.
They're going to look down on your spouse. You have forgiven and you have moved on.
But
same way your husband, every issue you relate to your family members. Your family members love you.
But they also come back.
But when you forgive your
They come.
spouse, they've not forgiven him.
Yes, so
They're keeping tabs on him and his
Until
behavior,
one time
and they're
comes.
bringing information filling your head until you cause chaos. You scatter what you have built. You crash it.
And then when you put in good things, you want the family to now. Your family is not seeing that way.
They are not.
Your family is already
Yes,
having that bad.
yes, this is not disclosure. Those ones, keep it. It's for you. It's not for them.
No wonder there is a saying that says, if you think you've buried your secret, there are friends with shovel that are ready to dig
Yeah,
it
yes.
out for
dig
you.
it out
because
at any time.
a lot of things are supposed to be non-disclosure.
They are sacred. I don't want to talk how my marriage goes with you. I don't see why it's a problem. Because we don't have an agreement,
Abi?
written, signed agreement, that I should be disclosing everything to you.
everything.
It's danger. I have issues with him. Of course, as we're having the issue, I even know we're going to sort it out. But so telling you, does not help us in any way.
At all.
So the information you give out, when you don't learn how to know, you don't decipher which one goes where, the information you give out will come haunting you at last. I've checked most divorces. It's about information filtering from everywhere.
Yes, very true.
I tell you today, I didn't like the way he talked to me. And you're telling me, if he talks to you like this again, he has started. I've seen it happen here. It has happened at so and so place. Why are you waiting for this? And now you wait. The little.
Okay, let's bring in the social media aspect, because even before we started the show, we talked about social media when it came to celebration of Easter. Now, do you think that people have used the social media to disclose a lot of information that they have no business talking? Now, this is it. Somebody has an issue in a relationship, and then you go to your status. Now, I give you now here, single back again. I'm single. And then they go back to status, and then, you know, because from your status, I can deduce what you're going through. Sometimes you put some write-ups, some quotes in my head psychologically, and feeling like you're passing a message. It might be randomly, but I feel there's someone you're targeting with that information.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, you put out a whole lot, you know, and automatically I'm feeling like, okay, there's a problem somewhere. And then I come to your DM, and I'm like, talk to me.
Are you okay?
Are you okay? You know, so the moment you start with that, are you okay? So do you think the social media has played a very big and major role in non-disclosure issues, all around relationship, you know, all around? Somebody can come up and say, oh, my husband did this, or my partner, and then
or even when you have misunderstanding in the morning before
and then you start, nobody's on my day.
On your Facebook, when you have a wife that is not, or when you have a husband that is not, blah blah blah, you know, just write something.
Nobody can spoil my day, nobody can do this, and you know, and then you now have online in-laws that will now be telling you the gist. So do you think social media?
Social media is not a major, but it has pulled everything down. Major is an understatement. See, irreconcilable issues here and there is because you have put it out already. Then the pride will not allow you to take it in.
Very true.
You have an issue with someone. Do you know you can actually have an issue with your spouse, and you guys decide, this person decides to move out, or this person decides to move out. We can't share this space at this moment. Then the moving out does not mean I have finally said I've divorced you. The fact is, this space, yes, let's just stay away at this point, and let me process. Let's think, what next? How can we sort out this? But already as you're packing out, you're with your phone. I've left this out.
I'm moving out for good.
I even take picture and send on the social media.
Good. And when you're done with this, you have satisfied yourself. Then at the end of the day, he comes back to talk to you. Because of things you've done, because of the ones you've written, the videos you made, you can't even go back.
To single life.
You know you can't.
Back to.
Yes.
Say this. You know, you see a lot.
You don't. It's see. Do you know some people separate, divorce? You wouldn't know anything like that has happened. That's why you see people separate, get divorced, and come back. People get divorced and remarry again.
Yes.
But they cannot when they have put every dirty thing out there. They cannot. Because there's no way to pull back.
There is no way. And social media has a way of reminding you 20
Yes,
years
now
later.
to say, it will bring it back.
In fact, Facebook will tell you.
7 years ago is couples that are married, families, friends should not allow social media in any way to be their guideline. Not at all.
Oh, I love that.
It should not at all. It should not tell you what to do. And listening to, like they say, you said you lock your phone. Good. I lock my phone.
I lock mine too.
You lock yours. There are so many people who don't lock theirs. Now your wife, I'm talking to the men now. This your friend tells you, my wife cannot lock her phone. She doesn't do that. And you now get threatened and come home and say, your friend is telling you,
how have you been?
How can you allow your wife lock the phone? That's where communication is. Because you don't know why your wife is locking the phone in the first place. You get confused. You put yourself in a confused state. But your wife says, your friend says, your wife locks the phone. My wife cannot lock. You say, no, she needs to lock her phone. It's very necessary. For what she does, she needs to lock her phone. That keeps us. It's fine.
You know?
So and understand it. Communicate. Where you feel you're being left out, ask why.
Ask questions.
Just ask why. Why am I being left in this particular place? So that's it.
Okay. One of Marvel said something. Successful relationships start by giving up control, giving up the need to be loved or wanted or right all the time. The need to be wanted or right all the time. In the area of non-disclosure, just like you have said, it depends on the maturity of the person you are dealing with, you're having that relationship with. Now, if I decide that I want to keep certain things to myself, of course, in the area of non-disclosure, there are some things you do, like a surprise, you want to keep it, you have good ones. But some still come back to say, but why would you take it upon yourself to decide that alone? I would have loved to also contribute to that surprise. You know, doing it alone means you. But meanwhile, if you have told the same person,
It wouldn't be a surprise any longer.
It won't be a surprise.
Yes. You guys are planning.
Or you have even told Joy, I want to do so thing for president too. But out of you know this one, when he or she is too much excited, he will just open the card out of the bag. You understand? Is there anything wrong in such, you know, by okay, let me just keep it to myself. Maybe when we have now finally gotten to a date that will not be able to, you know, disclose it to this person that we're planning this particular surprise. You understand? I can now share it with her. Is there anything wrong in such?
See, perspective, context, it always plays out in marriage. It's something we should pay attention to in relationship, in everything. Now, see the perspective, why this person is keeping it. When it comes to non-disclosure, I said, study the person. Know what the person can carry. If I want to surprise you, I will surprise you. That's why I want a surprise. That's why it's called a surprise. If both of us want to plan a party, we will come together, sit down and plan together. But also in the surprising, we have to be emotionally intelligent. It's not everyone that can take in some kind of surprises. Do you understand? There's a surprise you cannot pull on your spouse if you know they are hypertensive. Do you understand?
Yeah.
There's a surprise you cannot pull on your friend if you know the trauma, you know her a bit. So when you consider perspective matters, context matters. Where are we? Why are we here? So it's not a one size fits all. It's not just one straight road. In fact, nothing in marriage, nothing in relationship is a straight road.
Okay, now let's discuss this issue that trended sometime on social media, where the wife built a house and you know, took her time, didn't disclose to the husband, built the house, and when they were about packing out, she convinced the husband, you know what, this particular house, I've seen it, I love it, let's move in. The man moved in not knowing it was the wife's house, and then he kept paying the rent to her until the day he discovered. And when it came on social media, it was a serious attack. In fact, the man actually moved that. It was something that went viral on social media. At that point, do you think the woman had done it to an extent, or do you think there should be limits when it comes to non-disclosure of things?
This is malicious.
Because at the point, you know, she was saying that, yes, because the husband doesn't like paying for rent and everything.
You can see her intent. You don't need anyone to tell you. Her intentions were bad. This is not non-disclosure in any way. In fact, she's a dangerous woman to be with.
And the man kept paying the rent.
She's a dangerous person to be with.
She's a dangerous person to be with.
Yes, she is.
Chidima, we want you to just give us your final advice to our viewers who are watching us from home right now, this season, this time, on a day like this. Okay, just a minute advice to our viewers.
In your relationship, have confidence. Build trust. When you have things you have doubts on, ask. Just open your mouth and ask, why is this and how is this? When you feel you're being shut out of an information or a feeling, just ask. Don't keep it to yourself. Don't assume. Because you might be assuming it's a secret, and it's not a secret. And someone is keeping this for your own sake, for your own good. Just ask. Communication is key. Communicate. Open your mouth. Talk. Ask.
Okay, communication is key.
I love the fact that she's saying open your mouth and talk.
Yes,
Ask questions. Do not
the words come
assume.
out. Don't
Assumption has not led a lot of relationships on the right path, because when
Yes,
you are assuming, you keep bottling and bottling, and then you start seeking for advices that will lead you on the wrong path. Like she said, open your mouth and
ask.
talk. Ask questions when necessary. Thank you very much for being a part of Family and Values. Yes, it's been a wonderful one, Monday all the way to Friday. Thank you so very much. My name is Remain Joy Abu.
Okay, this is coming from all of us, okay, to our president, as he had another year today. I'm talking about the Commander-in-Chief of Armed Forces Ruling Council, a person of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is having another year today. So happy birthday to him from Galaxy Television, also to Honorable Adedamola Kasumu, his nephew. So happy birthday to you. On that note, we want to wish you a very splendid, beautiful weekend as we go ahead with our Easter celebration. Please, if you have to drink, don't drive. And do it in limits. Don't overdo it. Enjoy yourself, love yourself, celebrate with others, and have a beautiful weekend. I still remain Olori Adejoke Adebi David. Bye for now. Thank you.